Oxford, Mississippi, and bought Hemingway Stadium, home field of the Ole Miss Rebels. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, LSU Tigers, taking on one of the top teams in this conference, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Kernstreet. Kirk, let's get right to the action. Now they get set to kick it away. And the kick goes out of bounds. An odd start to this game for sure. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense. Now it's second down here. Diving grab. What a play by that receiver. They bring it down. The sophomore quarterback shows what a cannon he has.
Boy, this is a big play by this offense. They go on the post route. It's a perfectly run route. It looks like the ball is going to be overthrown, but how about the receiver laying out to bring that one in for the big game?
Offense will set up on 1st and 10. Back takes the handoff. Defense makes the stop after a 5-yard gain, so 2nd and 5. This one's a compelling matchup. Early season, 2 top 10 teams. Kirk, we know that at this point, rankings can be a little bit suspect, but a chance for both teams to step up and show they belong.
I just love these kind of matchups when you get a top 10 matchup early in the year. Really find out if these rankings are worthy of where these teams are considered at this point in the year. Find out if these teams have what it takes to be one of the top teams in college football when this game is over.
Back to pass. It's Simmons. Pass complete on a crosser. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
It's hard to be in man coverage when a quarterback has this kind of time to be able to navigate and find the open man. He finds his receiver pulling away from that defender, makes a nice throw and a 1st down.
The Rebels will try to keep this drive moving. Takes the handoff. It's Diggs.
Love this early in the game by this defense, taking control of the line of scrimmage, not giving this back anywhere to go, and they keep him short of the 1st down.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Here's a screen pass to the running back. Play never had a chance. Defense grabs him for a loss.
Chris, the timing of this screen pass just seemed to be off. The defense almost waiting for the ball to be thrown. He had nowhere to go by the time he caught it.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a 1st down. Comes back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. A bullet, but it's incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw in this play.
Oh, and he's off target. It's no good. But that miss, no change in the score.
Now, that's going to go down as an empty possession for this offense. No points as he's off target. Now you can see he's hanging his head. Poor kicker.
It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Ground game here. As the first down is still going. Tackle made to the 41. That's a nice gain, getting closer to midfield.
Chris, it feels good to see an LSU team be able to run the football when you know they're going to run. I mean, they've been doing that forever, going all the way back to like Jacob Hester and Kevin Falk. His ability to run the ball and catch out of the backfield. Leonard Fournette. And, of course, Clyde Edwards-Helaire on that great 2019 team. And now, LSU stable of backs again on this roster, too.
They don't block the defensive end and show some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
They finally catch the freshman after leading the defense on a chase. LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Downfield, it's Nussmeier. Tries to avoid the rush and just gets rid of it. Ball's incomplete, but a flag on the play. Let's see who this is on. Second down after that previous play. Defensive coordinator looking to bring some pressure. Hunt over the middle. It's Durham. He's swarmed by the defense.
That's what I love about this guy. He has the ability to sneak out of the backfield. The quarterback's able to find him open, checks it down for a nice gain.
The catch makes it a more manageable 3rd down. Can he make it to the marker? It's a good effort on the run, but the defense stops him just short of the marker. 4th down now. So no hesitation by the coach. The offense is out there to go for it here. 4th down catch to the right. Oh, they've stopped him short. What a 4th down play, and they will take over on downs now.
Chris, what a great job here by this defense on this 4th down play. They knew exactly where to come up with that stop to get the turnover on downs, and they did it.
Here's the first play of the drive. They're set up with the 31. The offense will take their first 10 out of the half to talk strategy here. Receiver coming in motion now. Dropping back. Simmons. Bringing pressure. Oh, they trapped him for a sack.
When the defense took the field, they mean business. First play of the drive, getting after the quarterback for a huge sack and getting him behind the chains. Love to see it.
Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Fires quickly to the left. He's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. Steps out of bounds now after the pick. A turnover to end this 1st quarter. Here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a 1st down. Looking out throwing here to start the drive. Moves out of the pocket. It's a fumble behind the line. The ball bounces out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage, so no turnover, but no gain.
Oh, my gosh, Chris, you could almost feel a collective sigh of relief coming from the offensive sideline as that ball rolled out of bounds. The offense catches a break. One more awkward bounce. That ball maybe stays in bounds, and the defense has a recovery.
Down the middle, it's Anderson. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Chris, we're still early in this game, and you can already sense the chemistry between this quarterback and the wide receiver. These two just make it look so easy.
He'll drop back here on third down. And it falls incomplete. The defensive pressure hurried to throw that time.
The quarterback did all he could here to wait until the last possible moment, but he waits just a hair too long, which allows the defense to actually hit him as he throws the ball.
That one's straight down the middle. So we have our first points on the board. That makes it 3-0.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Lee. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. Play of the drive now. They're backed up at their own 14. Takes the handoff and tests the left side. That's a stop behind the line of scrimmage. They've got him for a 3-yard loss. The Rebels hustle to the line to run the hurry up.
You know, a lot of times you see teams go up tempo when they've got momentum. It comes off for a big gain. These guys are struggling, and yet here they go, going back to old reliable, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage again.
Back to pass. It's Simmons. Looks right, lets it fly. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
And now the defense will call a timeout here to make an adjustment on their side before this crucial play. Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in third and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up this first down? Out of the gun now on third down.
Love the aggressive mindset from this defensive coordinator. Third down and long, why not bring the blitz? Roll the dice. Play a little man coverage on the back end. Hope you get there before the quarterback can make you pay for it, and then come up with a sack.
They'll punt it from inside their own 10. They'll field it close to midfield. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. Comes that LSU offense back onto the field. Had to reluctantly settle for a field goal last time out. Really want to find the end zone here. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. That's real good. It's Durham. Made the catch, but he was surrounded for not much room to run.
They did a really good job that time of leveraging him out in space. I thought he might have a chance to be able to shake loose because he is so elusive. But defense, as you said, did a really good job in the open field surrounding him. Just nowhere for him to go to pick up any more positive yards.
Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down. Nussmeier. It's a short completion of a big tight end. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback, and he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
Second down play coming up. Different pre-snap look from the linebackers now. They're going to run it here. Nowhere to run on that play. They've got him in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard.
Well, I don't think the offensive line gave the back much of a chance at all. Now, give credit to the defense. It was almost like they were anticipating a run and got up close to the line of scrimmage in a hurry.
Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Let's fly to the wideout. Cannot connect, incomplete, and now fourth down.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Well, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
Bringing it out, it's Lacey. He tackled it at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Tight end goes in motion. Dropping back, it's Simmons. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's second down.
Well, this quarterback and his receivers have got to get on the same page. They've got to find a rhythm if they want to move the ball down the field.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. This time, a completion. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
Chris, with this style of RPO, the quarterback has to do a really good job of staying on that ride with the running back to make sure that the defense is really up against the run before he can pull it out and throw the football. Here, it's a little further downfield, but the same result as far as the potential and the big gain coming off of an RPO.
Running out of time in the pocket. Complete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on first down. Offense lines up for a second down play off the incompletion. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Here on second down. Sophomore trying to make a play, but put too much on the throw. They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on third and long. With some pre-snap eye candy. It's Simmons. Fires it to the wideout. Incomplete for a third straight play.
Boy, this is all about the defense here. Nice stop here on third down, but really it's about trying to get this offense behind the sticks. Once you get them behind the sticks, you can mix up your coverages, really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do. Now we've got another big fourth down coming up.
First play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. Get off with a single back. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Things just appear to be a bit out of sync from the get-go. Now, give credit to the front seven of that defense for staying in the proper lanes and getting to the ball carrier, not let him dance around and make something out of nothing.
Here on second down. He's going for a big play downfield. Trying to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down.
Well, they go with the dagger concept here on this play, but unfortunately the quarterback could not get it to his intended target running on that vertical route.
said, this is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's another deep shot. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge game, but he could not collect it. One team making their way on the field. He's on to boot it away now. No fair catch. Looking to return this punt. And the returner is brought down. The first play of the drive, less than a minute to play before halftime. That now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. Defense is coming after him. Oh, he could not hold on. Would have been a huge gain.
Well, the defense does a really nice job here of not only pressuring the quarterback, but not tipping their hand with coverage. They went to double coverage, but didn't show it till late. They confused the quarterback, and they almost came up with an interception.
On the move now. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time. And now 3rd down coming up.
And I am so impressed with the athletic ability and speed of this defense. Quarterback does a pretty good job of keeping the play alive, scrambling off to his right. But that defensive speed and their aggressive nature get to him.
Looking to throw. It's Simmons. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a 4th down.
Boy, Chris, what a hit there on that 3rd down play by the defensive back. If he doesn't make that play, that's probably a 1st down, and they move the sticks. Instead, we've now got 4th down.
The coverage team makes the stop on this return. So they'll start this drive here with less than a minute remaining on the first half clock. First down, looking to throw the ball. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Well, there aren't very many things that can get to a quarterback of this magnitude. But I think it's safe to say that good pressure by the defense can get to any quarterback.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. After the incompletion on 1st down, looking to throw it again. Taking a deep shot here to the right. Caught right near the sideline for a big gain. Forced out of bounds, but not before the football's moved inside the 10. It'll be 1st down and goal. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. Position with a new set of downs. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Pass rush closing in. And he's hit right as he throws it. Incomplete.
Just a misfire here by the quarterback. These are tight windows, man. They open and close so quickly. You got to almost anticipate where you're going to put the ball.
No gain makes it 2nd down and goal from the 5. Looking to throw. It's Nussmeier. Touchdown, LSU, as they put 6 more on the board.
I'll tell you what, in this first half, this quarterback seems to be making all the right reads and showing the accuracy that he's shown all year long. Outstanding pass, great conversion. They put 6 more on the board.
And the point after is good. So the offense getting some momentum before halftime with a touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. Zone. It's Lacey. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's when the offense will take over. So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here. Less than 30 seconds before halftime. the play now at the line. Somebody up there got a little too antsy at the line of scrimmage. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. And the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. On first down, it's play action. Looking deep down the left side. And that's incomplete. Just 8 seconds remaining now.
What a play by this defender to step in and swat that deep ball away.
Second down, they're going to throw it. Pressure is coming. And the result is going to be a safety.
Man, that is a big-time play by this defense. Not only do they get a couple points, they get the football back as well. It should give these guys a spark and some momentum.
And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. The pocket breaking down. They'll bring him down. The defense punctuating the second quarter with a big play. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The Rebels will kick it deep to begin the second half. Fields it just outside the goal line. Drive now backed up at the 15. Looking to throw it on first down. He's running out of time here. Hit as he released it. Pass incomplete under heavy pressure. Just got it away. And this crowd coming to life here trying to help the defense get a stop. The offense pinned back. He escapes the pocket. Caught over the middle. It's Durham. Tackled at the 44, but good enough for a first down.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
The offense really clicking against this battle defense. Looking deep downfield to the left. It's dropped. Would have been a big play, but he could not hold on. The intensity, Kirk, already evident this kind of rivalry game. Look, he played one of the biggest rivalries there is in Ohio State, Michigan. What was different about that?
Yeah, I think the emotions are flying around early. I think the team that's able to get down and just kind of settle in and play football is a team that jumps out to an early advantage. I always talk to Nick Saban about it. He's been in so many big rivalries as a coach. And he says,
here he goes. Heads out of bounds after a solid game.
These undersized slot receivers can be some of the toughest guys to contain for a defense. They're quicker than they really are fast, and they're very elusive, tough to contain in these one-on-one matchups.
Bites off a defender. Has the first down and more. And the sophomore brought down after an excellent run. This offense continues to roll. We wondered, would this defense come up with some answers at halftime? Not on that play.
Now, they've tried to make every adjustment they can. This offense has been very impressive with the way they're able to keep this ball on the ground, churning out big yards. I think they're gaining more confidence, really, as this game goes on. That's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits. They're holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Back to throw. It's Nussmeier. Here's a throw underneath the tight end. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
Here we go, 3rd and short on the 7th play of this drive. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Bringing pressure. And it's picked off. He throws it right into double coverage. The pace for it. Just wrapped up after a solid return.
What a play by the defense. Really, the only way they can get back into this game is to create a turnover. They get an interception, and they're in business.
defensive pressure affected his throw that time.
Well, these guys just continue to struggle throwing the football. You know, whether it's been running the wrong route, the quarterback not being accurate, the offensive line not doing their job. It's been a collective effort, and it's a big reason why they're trailing now in this game.
Incomplete. Second down coming up. And the quarterback going to make a play through the air. Wrap down the middle. It's Wallace. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Going to pick up the third and short through the air. Up over the middle. It's Wallace. They bring it down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Dropping back. It's Simmons. Lets it go quickly. It's intercepted. Tried to fire it into a tight window. Not much on the return there, but the takeaway will set up the offense at the 38.
Well, it looks like somebody did a great job of preparing himself to get ready for this football game. It's his second interception in this game so far.
Look out, he's in the clear. Here he goes. Touchdown, LSU. They are pouring it on now.
Chris, this guy's listed as a tight end, but to me, he's really a wide receiver. Here's an example of how he can use his size and speed to overmatch this defense for a touchdown.
And they get set now to try the PAT. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. It's Lacey. Tackled at the 23, brought it out, tried to make a play, but good coverage that time. And they'll start the drive here from the 23-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. Pass is incomplete. The defense affecting the quarterback with pressure there.
I mean, this defense is having their way with this offensive line. That poor quarterback doesn't have a chance. Every time he drops back to throw, he's getting ear-holed. You better make some adjustments up front to give your poor quarterback a chance.
The offense desperately needs a conversion here, trailing in the third quarter. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. There's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Running out of time in the pocket. And he throws his third interception of the day. Now he's bringing it back. Touchdown, Tigers. And the defense joins the scoring party now. And a pick six, a monster play by this defense here, Kirk.
That defender showed a lot of athletic ability there with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach watching that thought about maybe giving him some reps as a returner after that touchdown.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Zone. It's Lacey. He's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. The first play of the drive now, they're backed up at the 12-yard line. Scanning the field. It's Simmons. Grab down the middle. It's Wallace. Tackle made at the 23 as they gain some important breathing room.
Quarterback sees that this defense is dropping way back in zone coverage, so he does the right thing. Gets it underneath to that drag route and picks up a first down.
Pass complete for a first down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Wow, that is interception number 4 today for this QB. Not a great return, but the important thing, the pick wipes out a scoring threat. They'll set the offense up at the 31. And the offense gets a chance to start with a short field. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Delivers quickly to the left side. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. He's back to throw again after that incompletion on first down. Bring the pressure, and down he goes. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Here comes third and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. Looking to throw it on third and very long. That pass is batted away, incomplete.
Well, they go to the air to try to pick up this first down, but it just wasn't meant to be. Defense was ready, made sure to force them into this fourth down situation.
Punt team ready to boot it away. Coverage seam, downs the ball right there. Play of the drive now. They're backed up at their own 14. Looking for some space. It's Lacey. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Again, makes it second and medium. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Scanning the field. It's Simmons. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag. Doesn't get it. Brings up third down.
Right, this is the one thing I love about this running back is his ability to get involved in the pass game. Runs a great route, just doesn't come down with a catch.
On third down, he drops to throw. Looking for a man deep down the left side. The pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Chris, the defense catches a break here. They got behind coverage. Looked like a big play, if not a touchdown, and the receiver just dropped the ball.
Don't kick it away here. Here's the return now from midfield. Returner tackled right there. That's when we'll start the drive. So first play of the drive coming here. They'll start at their own 49. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. And off to the right side. Brought down after a short gain. Now it's 4 fingers in the air. Get ready for the fourth coming up. Offense trying to convert here on third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Defense is coming after him. What a catch! Tackle is finally made down at the 11-yard line.
Boy, Another great pass by this quarterback. You know, you really got to give a lot of credit to the offensive coordinator and the quarterback today. They protected the ball well, but maintained a calculated level of aggression in keeping this game out of reach from their opponent.
On the outside, it's Durham. And it's out of bounds after a decent gain. Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. To throw, it's Nussmeier. It's caught. Nice pitch and catch. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to create some matchups to their advantage, but man, this defense is so athletic. Nowhere to go here after this catch.
Here we go. Third down, close to the goal line. They can still get a first down without scoring. It's third down. Quarterback in the shotgun. Makes the catch. Can he get in? Fighting for the end zone, but doesn't get there. They'll spot the ball at the 3.
Chris, great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the first down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this fourth down and short.
They finally stop him, but that gain is good for a first and goal. And the player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. They'll try to run it in on first and goal. Defense expecting to run all the way. They stop him short of the goal line.
But these obvious running situations are very tough when you're working with the lead late in the game, because you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage, make it as difficult as possible for you to run the football. So nice job there by the defense. They're trying to punch that ball out, do anything they can at all to get the ball back.
And they're trying to punch it in here. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. See what that's about.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. You know, he did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. And we know this time it's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
Defensive penalty moves the ball closer now on second and goal. Looks like he didn't get the snap off in time. That'll cost him 5 yards. So it looks like the penalty will be accepted by the head coach, and the offense will pick up some yardage there. That's a second and goal play for the offense. You'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they go with the quarterback option here, and the play just didn't seem to feel like it had much of a chance. The execution just off. You got to either keep that or pitch it. He's a little bit hesitant and allowed the defense to get to him.
Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, LSU. Well, the energy really building now, Kirk. If they're not careful, this could get ugly.
Chris, this offense has been impressive the entire game. But one of the great things about rivalry games is you'll never forget this kind of performance.
Bringing it out. It's Lee. They stop him at the 11. Not good field position to start the drive. There's the first play of the drive now. They begin from their own 11. Takes the handoff. It's Taylor. Stopped right there at the line. No gain.
And this defense has had a great game today. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've done a nice job of taking the run game completely away, making it a lot easier to zero in on that quarterback in the pass game.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? To the air. It's Simmons. It's reeled in. It's Haas. Brought down at the 33. That's good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a great gain right here for these guys. It hasn't been a good day, let's face it. But I love the fact that they're still fighting. In a drive like this, who knows what it could do for you? Maybe get points on the board, maybe not able to come back in this game, but man, it could really help you down the road as far as showing what your character is about and how you're not giving up.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Caught over the middle. It's right.
And There's the tight end. I've been waiting to see him make a play, and this defense has done such a good job of eliminating him from being a factor in the game. I think it's a big reason that they have a nice lead. Finally makes an appearance for his first catch.
He's tackled for a loss after the catch. The defense all over that one. The 2-minute timeout. This offense facing some serious urgency, trying to come up with a miracle late here. The offense now looking at a 3rd and short from their own 40, trying to keep this drive going. Looking to throw it again. Makes the diving grab there. That was beautiful. Tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
The Rebels getting set on 1st and 10. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. To throw, it's Simmons. Oh, what a grab! They finally stop him, but a solid play sets him up. 1st and goal at the 9.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or 2 guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
He's swarmed by the defense.
You know, in the RPO game, the quarterback's got to make really sound decisions on that read. Either give it when it's the right time, or you pull it out and make the throw. Here, I think he's kind of in that gray area, decides to hand it off, and at least picked up some positive yards.
2nd down and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. That is interception number 5 as the nightmare performance continues. Across midfield. Inside the 30. The 10. Touchdown, LSU. A huge defensive score.
Great job here by the defense coming up with yet another play. Boy, they are just pouring it on today, dominating in every phase.
Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lee. But he's got some space here. He goes out of bounds. They'll spot the ball at the 41. Excellent starting field position. So here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 41. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Pass rush closing in. And the pass is dropped. Would have been a big gain, but he couldn't hold on. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Incomplete, so it's 2nd down and 10. Dropping back, it's Grant. Cannot connect in his first throw. It's incomplete.
How about the defense today? They have played so well. I think the defensive coordinator put together a great plan. His kids clearly understood their scheme because they have been aggressive and attacking all game long.
Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. Complete to the running back. Can he get 1st down yardage? Now the offense will call a timeout here. Something they didn't like about what they saw there. Wanting to make an adjustment before this critical down. The Rebels will come to the line looking to convert on 4th down. But it's incomplete. A 4th down stop. Turnover on downs.
Well, they just had to go for this, Chris. Pretty obvious. Not much of a choice. Down late in the game like this, you got to be aggressive. You got to take a chance. This was clearly just not their day.
First play of the drive, we're going to throw the football. Nice grab. It's Anderson. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards. Well, barring something crazy, Kirk, that should be enough to secure this victory. They came in trying to dodge the upset in this early season showdown, and they passed the test.
Chris, is a great game and a fun way to start the season. And I think the fact that the team that is expected to win wins this football game, they can use that as a confidence builder.
Down he goes. It's a sack.
The defender did not bite on the fake at all. They were in pass rush mode the entire time.
See if they can overcome the sack. Second and very long. And he'll set up to throw. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And it's hauled in. What a catch. He moves the ball to the 7-yard line. Offense has a first and goal now. This is an impressive performance. They played a good football team here today, Kirk, but they just dragged them behind the woodshed and dominated from the start. This is going to catch people's attention.
Yeah, I think most people are going to be in awe when they look at the results of this game. Unbelievable job by this team, dealing with the expectations, the pressure, and as you said, playing a good team. This was a big-time win and an opportunity to really continue to move up.
That is going to do it. We enjoy being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
this is Desmond Howard, and welcome back to Road to Glory. Before we get started, feel free to look around and customize the RTG settings to your liking. The brand new high school experience has been enabled by default, but this setting, as well as custom conferences, can be modified. Also, this is where you can import a team builder team that is only available for your high school. It's time to choose your position. Now, let's choose what type of player you want to be. We've added some new archetypes this year, so keep an eye on the ratings and how they change with each build. The physical and mental abilities you can unlock will also be different. And customize your look and animations for game day. If you didn't import a team builder team, the player info section is also where you'll choose the name of your high school and mascot. button, your road to glory begins.